Your body is a masterpiece of biological defense.
Your immune system is an omnipresent, terrifying entity.
It is a tireless army, made of billions of cells, saturating every tissue, bone, and fluid.
It scans, it patrols, and when it finds an enemy, it acts.
This system is why you are alive. It is the wall between you and annihilation.
But what happens when the perfect defense system suddenly makes a mistake? What if it decides, deep in its mechanical core, that you are the enemy?
This is the quiet, chronic betrayal of autoimmunity.
Diseases like multiple sclerosis, lupus, celiac, and Crohn's disease.
Literally every healthy tissue can be affected, from your nerves to your thyroid to your joints. They are all different kinds of bad, but all share one property. Your immune system thinks some part of you is the enemy.
Snipers hunt citizens. Artillery levels daycare centers.
The body turns into a war zone where friend and foe are indistinguishable.
There is often a certain amount of genetic risk for autoimmunity. The blueprint is flawed.
But to get an actual disease, you need a colossal case of bad luck on top of that.
To understand how this works, we must first look at the fundamental building blocks of life.
These are the proteins. Each has a precise shape, allowing them to perform highly specific tasks.
Your body produces about 100,000 different proteins, or shapes.
The immune system's job is to constantly check these shapes, to look for shapes that are not you. Autoimmunity is when your soldiers suddenly think that your own healthy proteins belong to an enemy. Here, young immune cells go through ruthless training.
If they recognize the shapes of your own proteins, they are executed immediately.
But sometimes, through sheer dumb luck, one makes it through. Right now, you probably have a few million cells patrolling your body, with the potential to trigger a war.
Another way to trigger autoimmunity is through your enemies. Molecular camouflage.
Some bacteria and viruses evolve proteins that are extremely similar to yours, just to stay hidden.
Your tissue is a hostile jungle. They cover themselves in shapes that look like you.
But even the genetic risk and the camouflaged enemies are not enough. The final ingredient.
The final ingredient is a trigger event. The war needs a spark.
A common cold. The flu. A tiny wound. Any sort of infection. An infection floods your body with cytokines, signals that tell your body, this is a real fight.
This truly wakes up your immune system. Intelligent cells gather protein shapes from the battlefield.
These shapes are the physical information of what's going on.
They are carried to your lymph nodes, the information distribution centers.
Here, your heavy weapons, the T cells, pass through, taking a look at the shapes presented.
The attacker will be wiped out in days. Case closed.
But this time, the worst things happen in the worst kind of way.
Maybe an intelligence officer picked up a piece of one of your healthy cells that died in the battle.
Or maybe a bacteria had a protein pretty similar to one of yours. And today, exactly this T cell happened to pass exactly this lymph node and is activated. This single, misguided T cell now starts a big immune reaction against your own body. It clones itself thousands of times, gathers other cells for support, and streams into your tissue.
When the misguided immune cells arrive, they see nothing but enemies.
The proteins they're looking for are everywhere, which can only mean one thing:
That there's a full-on invasion going on. They spread out and start attacking and killing your tissue.
How bad is this? Well, it depends on the tissue that is affected. In multiple sclerosis, your immune cells attack the insulation of your nerve cells. This makes them short-circuit or slow down dramatically.
Causing numbness, muscle cramps, and problems with your vision and concentration. In type 1 diabetes, the system turns its attention to your pancreas.
Your immune system kills the cells that produce your insulin, starving your body's cells of necessary glucose, and slowly turning your blood into acid.
In rheumatoid arthritis, angry cells invade your joints.
They literally start to dissolve the cartilage and bone.
Body's movement becomes a self-inflicted act of destruction. Lupus is a body-wide blitzkrieg. A widespread, unpredictable destruction.
Attacking literally every part of your body with a variety of painful symptoms.
And almost all autoimmune diseases come with crushing fatigue and exhaustion. Because when you're sick, your immune system tells your body to shut down and rest.
Even if the immune system is itself the attacker, it still sends out the same orders. It feels exactly like you have the flu, but the real enemy is your own body.
The worst part about autoimmunity is that it never stops. Your immune system is a self-reinforcing machine of destruction. The more enemies your initial cells encounter, the more cells they clone and activate.
Its very nature prevents lasting peace. The war is designed to be eternal.
So why is your body allowing this? Why did we evolve this flaw?
Most, if not all, autoimmune diseases have a genetic component.
If some gene variants are actively harmful to us, evolution should weed them out and make them less common. But up to 1 in 10 people in the industrialized world suffers from them.
When it comes to genes, we often have to work with trade-offs.
At their core,
Autoimmune diseases mean your immune system is more aggressive.
While this is mostly bad today, until recently in human history, this was pretty great.
Infectious diseases were the most common cause of death. Terrible pandemics decimated communities regularly.
Researchers analysed DNA samples from London cemeteries during the Black Death pandemic.
They found that individuals with gene variants that increase the risk for Crohn's disease seem to have died at a much lower rate. What helped them against a deadly disease back then was the aggressive immune response.
But what was a lifesaver might make us vulnerable to autoimmunity today.
Evolution doesn't care about perfect solutions. It's only looking for good enough. If variants made it more likely to survive the deadliest diseases, why care if down the line this might lead to something else?
If you have an autoimmune disease, you may only be alive because your ancestors carried these genes.
And then, a hot second ago, we changed our world completely.
Hygiene, antibiotics, vaccines. Modern medicine revolutionized how we die. So much so that most of us don't even think about infectious diseases anymore. And this is great. But now we're left with genes that make our immune systems more aggressive for no good reason.
Add a bit of bad luck. And all these billions of nuclear weapons and kamikaze bombers?
Take aim at the wrong target.
You?
The war that was once the guarantee of your survival. Has become the war that threatens your existence.
We are products of a brutal, unforgiving process that cares only for one thing: survival.
But we are also the only species that can attempt to understand and mitigate its failures.
In the face of betrayal, there is the hope of science.
To find a way to silence the soldiers. To re-educate the army.
And restore the delicate, ancient balance between defense and peace.
Because in the end, the most important battle is not against an invader from the outside, but the war we fight against ourselves.